All right. In even numbers, single answer. Second question. Anybody any doubt? Somebody said yes. Okay, fine. Mod A plus B is equal to mod A plus mod B. Oh, we did not discuss single answer. All right. Okay, listen. Again, Saturday I'll discuss some more doubts or some single answer questions and all. But whatever it is, after Saturday I'm not going to discuss advanced material. Okay. So whatever you want to try, single answer, even numbers and all. Even if you can do single answer, some odd numbers also good. But Monday onwards I am going to start trigonometric equations. All right. And next weekend, not tomorrow Saturday, that next Saturday, again if you have any doubts in advanced material, by that time I'll discuss. Otherwise, we are going to go on with the next topic only. Okay, fine. I may not be able to complete all the single answer because Saturday, whatever is possible, I'll teach that much only. Yeah, more than one answer. Second question. Anybody any doubt? The value of the expression when x is equal to pi by 12. Okay. Tan power 4x plus 2 tan square x plus 1 into cos square x. This will become tan square x plus 1 whole square into cos square x. This is secant square x. So, secant power 4x. I can write secant square x into secant square x into cos square x. One secant and cos will cancel. Finally, you are left with the secant square x. Okay. First of all, when the given expression, if you simplify, you got secant square x. Now, when you put pi by 12, the answer is secant square pi by 12, which is secant square 15 degrees. Okay. Now, we know cos 15, right? So, based on that, we know secant 15. Anybody remembers cos 15 value? Root 3 plus 1 by 2 root 2. This is reciprocal of that. So, it is 2 root 2 by root 3 plus 1 whole square. Let me rationalize this. 2 root 2 into multiply with root 3 minus 1, root 3 plus 1 into root 3 minus 1 whole square. A plus b into a minus b is a square minus b square, will get 3 minus 1 whole square. So, this 2 and this 2 will cancel. This is basically root 6 minus root 2 whole square. So, which will be 8 minus something. Okay, let it be. Root 2 whole square is 2. Root 3 minus 1 whole square is 3 plus 1 minus 2 root 3, which is 2 into 4 minus 2 root 3. If I take 2 common, 4 into 2 minus root 3. Okay, so option B can't be right, option A is right. But there are two more options, 16 cos square 15 or 16 sin square 15. One of them may be right, we have to check that. Or I can adjust here only, I can do it. I'll tell you from here. Another way to approach this is multiply with 2 root 2, divide with 2 root 2. It will be root 3 minus 1 by 2 root 2. Okay. What is this? Sin 15. And what is this? 4. 4 sin 15 degrees whole square. 16 sin square 15 degrees. So that is 16 sin square pi by 2. Okay. But 2 minus root 3, is it tan 15 degrees? Tan 15 is 2 minus root 3 only, right? So if they wanted, they can give one option as 4 tan 15 also, right? Yes, please. Oh, this one. From here to here, I am left with root 2 into root 3 minus 1. I divide with 2 root 2, multiply with 2 root 2. And I know root 3 minus 1 by 2 root is sin 15 degrees. Root 2 into root 2 is 2 and into this 2 is 4. So most of the hostel students, you'll go to your place either by bus or your own vehicle, right? Only you have to go by train. Nobody else has to go by train. I think you are quite far. And Nishid, how much time it will take by your own vehicle to your place? 5 hours. For your train, how much time it will take? Okay. Nandakishore, Rajam, how much time it will take by bus? 3 hours. You will not go by bus. Okay. Or you are going to stay in Vizag with your relative's house. All right. Okay. Any doubt about fourth question? Anybody? Okay. Fourth question, somebody can have doubt because you are not at length logarithms. Okay. But next, are started functions. Okay. Okay, log with base 1 by 3 log 7 a plus sin x. Okay. Yes. Inner part is? No, this whole thing is f of x. Okay. Okay, listen. If the solution that I am going to explain for this, if you are not able to understand, don't worry. You will learn logarithms in detail. After that, when you come back and look at the solution, you will be able to follow. Okay, but I will give you some idea. Okay. First of all, logarithm definition is if x is equal to a power m, then log x base a is equal to n. Okay. But for this, x should be greater than 0, a should be greater than 0. M can be positive or negative, but x and a should be positive and a should not be 1. Because can you write 7 as 1 power something? Do you know any number like that? No, no. So if somebody asks you log 7 base 1, you cannot find it because 7 cannot be expressed as 1 power a real number, right? That's why this base should not be 1. Okay. Now, if I take y is equal to log x with base 10 and you take y equal to log x with base 0.3, there is a difference between this graph and this graph. The graph of this will be somewhat like this. Okay. At 1 it will be 0, log 1 is 0 because 1 can be written as 10 power 0. That means if you express 1 as a power of 10, that power is 0. So log 1 base 10 is 0. That's why at 1 it is 0. When you put x equal to 10 here, what is the value of log 10 base 10? 1. Because 10, how can you express as a power of 10? Power 1. What is log 100 base 10? 2. Because 100 equal to 10 square. And log 1000 base 10? 3. Because 1000 equal to 10 cube. So at 10 it will be 2. At 1000 it will be 3. At 10,000 it will be 4. So log value is increasing but very, very slow. When x is increasing from 1 to 1000, log 1 value increases from 0 to 3. Log 1000 base 10 is 3. So that means along x-axis when you traveled roughly 1000 units, in y-axis the increase only 3. Right? Okay. So it increases very, very slow. Let us say between 0 to 1 what happens? If I take 0.1 here, can I write 0.1 as 1 by 10? And 1 by 10 is 10 power minus 1? Okay, so log 0.1 base 10 will be minus 1 because 0.1 is 10 power minus 1. So at 0.1 the value will be minus 1. If I take 0.01 which is 1 by 100, it is 10 power minus 2. 1 by 10 square 10 power minus 2. So at 0.01 it will be minus 2. At 0.001 it will be minus 3. At 0.004 it will be minus 4, minus 5, like that. If I take x at 0 point some 100 zeros and 1, it is like 10 power minus 101. So answer will be minus 101. Okay, so between 0 to 1 it is negative, after 1 it is positive, and at 1 it is 0. This is a graph of log x. Before 0 no graph, because log of negative number is not defined. But it is an increasing function. But let me take, instead of 0.3, let me take 0.1 here. It will be easy to identify. The graph of this one will be like this. Okay. At 1 it is 0, but between 0 to 1 it is positive, and after 1 it is negative. Why? If I take x as 0.1, the answer will be 1, because log 0.1 base 0.1. Okay. If I take x as 0.01, what? If I take 0.1 power what? Answer will be 0.01 square. What is 0.1 whole square? 0.01. So log 0.01 base 0.1, answer is 2, because this number is square of this. If I take 0.001, answer 3. 0.001 4. So we'll get 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, 4. But if I take 10 here, 0.1 power what will give answer as 10? It will be minus 1, because 0.1 itself is 1 by 10. Power minus 1 means ulta of this, it will be 10. Right? Okay. So if I put 10 here, log 10 base 0.1 will be minus 1. That's why at 10 it is minus 1. At 100 it will be minus 2. At 1000 it will be minus 3. So after 1 it is negative, between 0 to 1 it is positive. Now, so you have to understand, when base is more than 1 it is increasing, when base is less than 1 it is decreasing, and next at 1 it is 0, after, and it cannot be negative, x has to be positive. Okay, log of negative number is not defined. Now what's so important about increasing and decreasing is that, let us say a is greater than b. A is on the right side, b is on the left side. When a is greater than b, log a will be more than log b or less than log b? More than log b. But here you take a here, b here. Okay, or you take a here, b here. A is on the right side, bigger number, b is smaller side. But log a is smaller than log b. Here also log a is smaller than log b. So here when a is greater than b, log a is greater than log b. But here when a is greater than b, log a will be less than log b. So if a function is going up, if a is greater than b, you can say f of a will be greater than f of b. But if it is decreasing, when a is greater than b, when you apply the function, it will become reverse. F of a will be less than f of b. Alright. So these are a lot of things we are going to study in logarithms. Just for this question I am telling all that. Okay, now coming to this question. Yes, please.
So that means in the inner part should be greater than the outer part.
Yeah, I am going to write that. If you want this log to be defined, this inner part should be positive. Okay. So log with base 7 a plus sin x with base 1 by 3 should be greater than 0. Log of something to be defined, that inner part should be positive. You are going to study this in detail in functions chapter. Okay. In functions, after some time, there is, even in intermediate also, last exercise if you see, domain and range. They will give lot of functions you have to find domain, and they will give lot of functions you have to find range. This question is related to that domain. Okay. So I am just telling this question where functions chapter is not over for you, logarithms chapter is not over for you. So that's why you may find some difficulty in this. So don't worry if you could not do on your own, or if you are not understanding that clearly.
Domain can be founded by knowing the input of that function.
Yeah, we are trying to find what is the valid input, which will not create any problem, right? Log of something is defined when this inner part is positive. Okay, now this is fine. What is that? Log x base a is equal to m means I can write x is equal to a power m, right? But if I write log x base a greater than m, then I should write x is greater than a power m. If I write log x base a less than m, I have to write x is less than a power m. But these two are right only for the case when a is 10 or 5 or 2, when it is more than 1. When a is less than 1, because it is a decreasing function, when it is greater, I have to write less than here. When it is less than here, I have to write greater than. So inequality will remain as it is if the function is base is more than 1. If base is less than 1, inequality reverses. Okay, sometimes to just reorder some questions. The thing is, normally we don't want you to just take any book from the market and do it. The reason is, first of all, you don't have enough time. Okay. Second thing is, in the material normally we give, once in a while we give some additional questions, but normally we give the questions where which can be done with the basic theory. Okay. Let us in the market they just print this book and they give this question. Somebody may know trigonometry thoroughly, they are not able to do this question, they will think I could not do. Okay. It is not because of the lack of trigonometry, it is because of understanding of domain and understanding of logarithms is required for doing this question. It is not so much about trigonometry. Okay. So these kind of problems can be avoided. Okay, if we have our own material, okay, like this. But still we gave some questions here and there, so that generally we teach logarithms before this. Okay, due to COVID and all, things did not go that way. So before starting trigonometry, in bridge course only everybody will be there, and usually we teach logarithms quite extensively at that time. Okay, then they will be able to follow. Anyway, coming back to this, I want to send this 1 by 3 here. Okay, so log 7 a plus sin x, but I should not write greater than, I should write less than, because this is less than 1. I will get 1 by 3 whole power 0, this number power this. Okay, but I also should write 0 less than this, because if you want this log to be defined, this inner part should be what? Positive, otherwise it will not be defined. You are worried about log of this should be defined, but log of this also should be defined, that should be positive. Okay. Now, in the next step, 0 less than log base 7 less than a plus sin x less than 1. Okay. In fact, you can see in this graph, okay, if you want log of something to be positive, this one, the inner part should be between what to what? 0 to 1. That's what exactly I wrote. Log of something with base less than 1, if you want it to be positive, that is all these are positive, your inner part should be between 0 to 1. That's what is this. Now bring this 7 here. You will get 7 power 0 less than a plus sin x less than 7 power 1. Log x base a is m means x is a power m. Okay. So 1 less than a plus sin x less than 7. Okay. Whatever x you take doesn't matter. A should be such a way that a plus sin x should be between 1 and 7. So how to make sure that if you want this to be between this, the greatest value of this should be less than 7. What is the greatest value of a plus sin x? A plus 1. Okay. So from this I can say a plus 1, the biggest value of this, that itself should be less than 7. What is the least value of a plus sin x? A minus 1. That should be more than 1. Okay. A minus 1 should be more than 1. If this value has to lie between this, the greatest value should be less than this and the least value should be more than this, then they will lie between that. So we will get a greater than 2 and a less than 6. So a should belong to open interval. Any a is okay, but a should belong to open interval 2 to 6. Then if a is between 2 to 6, whatever x you take, this is always defined. So among the options, which options are between 2 to 6? 4 and 5. Option A is also okay, 3 is also okay, but 6 is not okay because it's not equal to 6, it is a open 6. Okay, so from here to here, the main step is log of something is defined when inner part is positive. From here to here, main step is log of something is defined, the inner part is positive, and when you bring here, inequality changes. And then 7 here, 7 here. Please try to understand as far as possible. If you have doubt, I will explain. Otherwise, just wait for few days. When functions chapter, if logarithms is taught, domain is taught, when you come back, you will be able to understand easily. From here to here, any doubt? From here to here? From here to here, log of this whole thing is inner part. That is only defined when the inner part is positive. So this should be greater than 0, right? And apart from that, if you send this 1 by 3 here, you will get 1 by 3 power 0. But why greater than became less than? Because when base is between 0 to 1, it is a decreasing function, like this. Is it okay? Okay, I'm going to erase this whole thing. Anybody needs more time? Any doubt about sixth question? Hemant, how to do sixth question? Not yet done means what? From 2-3 days I am discussing odd numbers. I told you to try even numbers. This is a third even number question.
I'm clearing my backlog.
Still, what backlogs you have?
In 1B and physics.
Except 1A. 1A you have a lot of backlogs.
1A this one I do after.
That is also backlog. Okay, we are creating new backlog. Sit down. Sit down.
Because from past 1 week I have not covered so coming to one.
Okay. Nandakishore, sixth question you tried? Have you tried sixth question? You want to tell us how to do?
I should tell from the first minus 3 will correct.
Yeah, that one, yeah.
4x minus 3x is equal to minus 2 by 2.
Hmm.
I entered cos on both sides.
You applied cos on both sides. Cos of 4x cube minus 3x.
In the place of this side, cos
Okay, good. Sit down. Okay, those are online. Is this clear? Okay. All right. So I am telling you, few questions may be difficult, but you have to try questions on your own. It's very, very important. Okay. The sixth question, yes.
In that question, we can consider x is equal to cos theta.
Yeah, that's what it's saying. You multiply 4, you will get 4x cube minus 3x is equal to minus root 3 by 2. Okay. As soon as you see this 4x cube minus 3x, you should be able to be reminded of the cos 3 theta formula. 4 cos cube theta minus 3 cos theta. You take x equal to cos theta, you will get 4 cos cube theta minus 3 cos theta is minus root 3 by 2. And what is this? Cos 3 theta is minus root 3 by 2. Okay. Cos of what angle is this? Minus root 3 by 2.
150 degrees.
Cos is negative in second and third quadrant. Normally it is cos 30 degrees, right? Now in second quadrant means 180 minus 30, cos 150. Okay. So 180 minus 30 means 150 in radians is 5 pi by 6. Why should I take only second quadrant? I can take third quadrant. 180 plus 30. 210 degrees. Cos 210 degrees also minus root 3 by 2. That is cos 7 pi by 6. Or you can go to again next second quadrant, add 2 pi to this. If you add 2 pi to this, what will happen? 2 pi means I have to add 12 here, 17 pi by 6. If I add 2 pi here, 19 pi by 6. Okay, this is in second quadrant, third quadrant. This is after one rotation, second quadrant and third quadrant. This is 180 plus 30, 180 minus 30, 180 plus 30. This is adding 360 here, adding 360 here. One more 360 if you add, or you add 720 here, 720 here, what will happen? It will be 29 pi by 6 by adding 2 pi. This will be when you add 12 here, or 31 pi by 6. Like that I can write more and more answers, not a problem. So 3 theta can be this one, it can be any one of them. So 3 theta you can write 5 pi by 6 or 7 pi by 6 or 17 pi by 6 or 19 pi by 6 or 29 pi by 6 or 31 pi by 6 or. When you divide with theta 3, it will be 5 pi by 18, 7 pi by 18, 17 pi by 18, 19 pi by 18, 29 pi by 18, 31 pi by 18, so on. Cos theta, which is x, will be cos 5 pi by 18, cos 7 pi by 18, cos 17 pi by 18, cos 19 pi by 18, so on. In that, what answers are there in options? Option A is correct, option B is correct, 23 is not there, 17 is there. Option D is there. Option C, 23 pi by 18 we don't have in our list. We have 19, we have 29, but not in between 23 pi by 18. Okay. So A, B, D is correct, C is not right. Those are online, is it clear? Moni, are you there online? Okay. Okay, I'm arranging this one. Can anybody say, when can I make this statement? If A is greater than B, then A power x is greater than B power x. X is greater than? X is greater than 0. Okay, let's say I'm obviously talking about positive numbers. Let us say A greater than B greater than 0. I'm obviously, the base are positive only. When I do power x, inequality will not change. When it will not change. X is greater than? Why x should be more than A? I don't think that will have any connection. Okay. If x is positive, it's okay, I think, right? You can easily prove it. I think if you want, you can divide here. It is like asking A by B is greater than 1. When will A by B whole power x will be greater than 1? This question is equivalent to this question only, na? Okay, if a number is more than 1, any power of that will it be more than 1? As long as power is positive. Because if power is 0, answer will be 1. And if power is negative, it can be, for example, if this is 5, power is minus 2, 5 power minus 2 will be less than 1. Okay, so if you want to conclude that A greater than B implies A power x is greater than x, this x should be greater than 0. Maybe I want to make few statements here. If A is greater than B greater than 0 and x is positive, then A power x is greater than B power x. If A greater than B greater than 0 and x is negative, then A power x will be less than B power x. If power is same, bases are different, which is greater, how will you decide? It is based on out of the base which is greater and out of the power is positive or negative. What if base is same, can we compare? Okay. A power x is greater than A power y. When can I say this? If x is greater than y is sufficient, let us make that. Okay. That is x is greater than y is greater than 0. Then can I say definitely A power x is greater than A power y? For that, A should be more than 1. Then I can say A power x is greater than A power y. If this power is greater, this power is smaller, definitely this is greater than this, but that is only when base is more than 1. Why? If I divide here, you will get A power x minus y should be greater than 1. Okay? Now, x minus y is positive, correct? X minus y is greater than 0. If A is more than 1, fine. But if A is less than 1, for positive number, it will not be greater than 1, right? Okay. So, this is a requirement. What if x is greater than y greater than 0, but A is not more than 1, it is between 0 to 1. Okay. Then what happens? A power x will be less than A power. It is a simple common sense, nothing much. If, for example, if I take 2, if I take power 10 and power 5, out of these two, which is greater? 2 power 10. But if I take some 1 by 3, power 10 and power 5, which will be greater? Power 5 will be greater. Here this is greater, here this is smaller. What is the difference between these two? Here base is more than 1 and here base is less than 1. It's a simple example I can explain. Right? So this question, 8th one is all based on these 4 things. If bases are, if powers are same and you want to compare, you should know whether power is positive or negative and out of the base which is bigger. And if bases are same, powers are different, if you want to compare, you should know whether base is more than 1 or less than 1. Coming to option A, tan x power log sin x, cot x power log sin x between 0 to pi by 4. Between 0 to pi by 4, tan is greater or cot is greater? Between 0 to pi by 4, tan value is between 0 to 1 and cot value is between 1 to infinity. 45 to 90, tan will be 1 to infinity and cot will be between 0 to 1. So, coming to option A, x belongs to 0 to pi by 4 implies tan x is less than 1 and this is less than cot x. So tan x is less than 1 and cot x is more than 1. But what about log sin x? Log sin x. Can anybody tell me log sin x is positive or negative? Log, if no base is mentioned, we should take base c. One may say, what is this c? It is around 2.7 something. It is an irrational number. What is it? Now we will talk about later. You can imagine base 10 also, I don't mind, but normally if nothing is mentioned, it should take e. E is one mathematical number, like pi is a number, in a rational number, like that e is one irrational number, its value is approximately 2.7. But whatever it is more than 1. Okay. But sin x is always between 0 to 1. If anything is between 0 to 1, log values are negative. Anything more than 1, log values are positive. I told you about the log graph like this, right? At 1 it is 0, after 1 it is positive, between 0 to 1 it is negative. Because this is between 0 to 1, log of that is negative. If power is negative, what happens? When base is smaller, that will be bigger, right? Okay, so because the power is negative and tan x is less than cot x, tan x whole power log sin x will be greater than cot x whole power log sin x. From here to here, less than is there, why it became greater than? Because the power is negative. Right? So now option A is right or wrong? It's right. Okay. Please try to understand. If you doubt about any point, I'll explain, then I'll talk about other 3 options. Don't just write it for the sake of writing. You try to understand these things, you'll be able to. In school level, you have this kind of question, simple inequalities only, right? Okay.
Inequality for previous.
Yeah. This will not be there as a chapter anywhere, neither in intermediate nor in CBSE, okay, 11th or 12th. Okay. These are all simple common sense things. But what I am telling is, these 4 points that I wrote are just common sense, mathematical common sense. Nishid, your father is working in HAL. HAL has any guest house in Vizag? Oh. You can go inside HAL, how they make all the machines and all, you can see that. Father's birthday. Okay. Only family members, others not allowed. Okay. I thought I'll come once to your place and you will take me inside. Okay. Mostly they make only engines, right? Whatever engines required for the warplanes and all that, right? Okay, can I erase this whole thing? What? Last? What? I don't understand what is in last. Okay, B bit. Listen, in B bit, obviously 4 is less than 5, we know that. We know 4 is less than 5. Okay. Can you say 4 power anything is less than, powers are same? You have to know whether power is more than 1 or less than 1. Is that important? Or no? Power is positive or negative is important? If you 4 less than 5, can I say 4 power k less than 5 power k? It only depends on whether k is positive or negative. If k is positive, same inequality. If k is negative, inequality reverses. So log cosecant x, sin x is between 0 to 1, that's why log sin x is negative. But cosecant x is more than 1. So log cosecant x is positive. Okay. Sin x is between 0 to 1. Okay. From that I can say cosecant x is more than 1, or you can say cosecant x belongs to 1 to infinity. If cosecant x is more than 1, log cosecant x will be greater than 0. Log 1 is 0, after 1 log will be positive and before 1 log will be negative. So 4 less than 5, we can say 4 power, and also log cosecant x is greater than 0. So 4 power log cosecant x is less than 5 power log cosecant x. From here to here inequality did not change because the power is positive. So let's write it. Option B is also right. Okay, right in the beginning in trigonometry, anyway, I did not discuss C bit. Okay, x is between 0 to 90, the first quadrant, cos x is between 0 to 1, anything between 0 to 1 log value will be negative, after 1 only it is positive, so log cos x is negative. We know 1 by 2 is greater than 1 by 3 and log cos x is negative. If I apply positive power, inequality will not change, but if I apply negative power, inequality will change. That's why greater than became less than. Is C bit right? Yes, it's also right. Coming to D bit, when x is between 0 to pi by 2, sin x is less than tan x. I proved this in the beginning of trigonometry. But it is not so important how this is less than this. This is less than this is very easy to prove. Sin x is less than tan x, anybody can conclude. Why? Tan x, you can write sin x by cos x. Cancel sin x, you will get cos x less than 1. Cos x less than 1 is correct. That's why sin x is less than tan x. As simple as that. Okay. You divide with cos x and multiply sin x on both sides, or directly multiply tan on both sides. You will get it. Okay. So this in the between x part is not so important. Okay. I can directly say sin x is less than tan x. Okay. Because sin x is less than tan x, what about log sin x? Log sin x will be less than log tan x. Now 2 power log sin x is less than 2 power log tan x. Because this power is less, this power is more. That's why this value is more and this value is less. So this option is also right. They give 2 power log tan x is greater than 2 power log sin x. So all options are correct, A, B, C, D. Okay, 10th question they said tan C is negative. Tan C is negative. Basically within the triangle we have only acute angle or obtuse angle. Tan of acute angle is positive and tan of obtuse angle is negative. So I can say angle C is obtuse. In a triangle, if one angle is obtuse, other two angles have to be acute. You cannot have two obtuse angles in a triangle, right? Okay, then it will cross 180. So because one angle is obtuse, other two angles, and not only that, the sum is also acute. Because A plus B is 180 minus C. If C is obtuse, 180 minus C will be acute. Okay. Because A plus B is acute, tan of that will be positive. That is tangent this. This is positive, this is positive. Numerator is positive, the whole ratio is positive, means denominator should be positive, right? That's why 1 minus tan A tan B is positive. Then that's why we'll get tan A tan B is less than 1. Next, they asked about tan A plus tan B plus tan C. This is positive, this is positive, this is negative. Finally, it is positive or negative, I cannot conclude. When you add two positive numbers and one negative number, finally it is positive or negative, I don't know. Na? But in any triangle, tan A plus tan B plus tan C is same as tan A into tan C. Product is very easy. Positive into negative will be negative only. So this is less than 0. Since positive into negative is negative. Right? Okay, somehow even number also I am only discussing. Maybe I am preparing for JEE advanced, I guess. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 we discussed.